Okay, so today we are going to go through how to program the Princess Quiz. The Princess Quiz is like one of those old s- silly BuzzFeed quizzes which is like, what Hogwarts house are you in, or whatever. Like there's tons of these all over Facebook and BuzzFeed and stuff like that. So, the first thing we're going to do is, and I'm going to do this with Disney princesses, but remember, you can do this with any things you want, okay? So I'm looking for about like three, four, five princesses or outcomes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with like int um, Jasmine. Okay, and I'm gonna set them all equal to 0. We're gonna declare and initialize them to 0. Let's say Mulan is 0. Let's say int what's another princess? Cinderella? Snow White? I'm gonna say Snow if that's okay. And then I'm gonna say int Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's my favorite princess. Okay, he's got the best hair. Okay, so that's the first step, is just to figure out what your outcomes are. So the outcomes of this quiz is it's going to be one of those four princesses. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to actually start asking questions. So I'm going to say, see out, what's your favorite color? Okay, and we ask the user what their favorite color is, and we're going to get their response, cin input. Uh-oh, it's mad about input. And when I hover over it, says undefined. What that means is I never set it up as a variable like I did with my princesses. So I'm going to say char input because we're going to be taking letters, so it's a char. Okay. All right. So after we get their input, we're going to check and see what it is. I'm going to say, hey, if input is, let's say Jasmine's favorite color is, what do you think, green? Okay. We should probably give them options, by the way. Like say green. Mulan can be, what color would Mulan be? Red? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna say pink because she likes those you have those flowers outside her house, then those are pink, right? Snow White is yellow because her dress is yellow. Yeah, so it's a good idea to tell the user what their options are, and then um, B for black for Kylo Ren. Okay, so if they say green, we're gonna update Jasmine's score. Okay. Else if input is, what do we say for Mulan pink? Okay. Um, Mulan gets a point. Okay. Else if input is yellow. Okay. Snow White gets a point. And you know what you can do is you don't always have to give them single points. If you wanted to add 2 to the score, like let's say there's a question where if they answer a certain way, like it's really probably, like if they say their favorite animal is a porg or something like that, something from Star Wars, Kylo Ren better get like extra points for that. Okay, so you don't have to add 1 like this. You could add 2 or 3 or 4. That's how you would do that. Okay, and then else if input is black, then Kylo Ren gets the point. Okay, so not like that. There you go. Okay, so basically what you need to do is, this is your first question. You can even copy paste this to make it go a little bit faster. You need to ask at least 4 more questions. Okay? And I know that seems like a lot of work, but like I said, copy pasting should keep that a little bit less work for you. Another thing I'm going to say is that I would recommend kind of scrambling the order. Like, don't always have the answers be Jasmine, Mulan, Snow White, Kylo Ren, because it really gives it away after a while, like who's who. So try to make it a surprise. Scramble those up a little bit. Okay, so you need to add at least 3 more questions here. Okay, and then let me show you how we finish it up. So let's assume that we've already asked all those questions. What we're going to do is we're going to do a test at the end to see who has the most points, and that's going to determine what princess they are. So I'm going to check, I'm going to say, if Jasmine has more points than Mulan, and I need to check her against the other princesses, Jasmine has more points than Snow White, and Jasmine has more points than Kylo Ren, then I'm going to see out, I'm going to tell the user, you are Jasmine. Okay? And then you just kind of keep going there. Else if... Now, here's kind of a nice thing is I actually don't need to compare Jasmine anymore because if Jasmine is the winner, she just got printed out there. Okay, so you can just skip right over to, so we're checking if they're Mulan. We only have to compare Mulan against Snow White, if I can type. Okay, and we need to compare Mulan against Kylo Ren. Okay. And usually with Princess Quiz, you like say something a little bit more exciting than just you are Kylo Ren or whatever. Okay, so, but I'm just going to keep it simple to keep the recording short here. Okay, else if, not Mulan, Snow White. So we only have to compare Snow White against, Jasmine, right? No. Kylo Ren? Yeah. There we go. So if Snow White has a bigger score than Kylo Ren, see out. You are Snow White. Wilt. No. And then finally, the last else. Okay, now one problem, and I'm okay accepting the assignment even though this doesn't work perfectly, one bug that can occur here is if you have a tie between like Jasmine and Mulan, this first question is not going to work because Jasmine is not bigger than Mulan. She's equal to her. So we wouldn't go here and we wouldn't go here. We would actually say you're Snow White, even if Jasmine and Mulan have way more points than Snow White. So that's one bug. You should be able to fix that by putting a couple equal signs in here. Like if you want to do this, right? Like that should help that out. Also having enough questions that are different enough would make that unlikely to happen. But yeah, so that is kind of a little bug of this quiz sometimes that happens. Yeah, but this should, and then remember you need to either do the system link or pause thing, or a secret that I am letting kids know at this point, system pause, so the console actually stays up long enough so you can read it. Okay, so let's do a real quick test. It's really stupid Princess Quiz right now because it only has one question. But let's go ahead and say, computer's a little on the slow side here. What's your favorite color? I'm going to say B for black. You are Kylo Ren. The end. Okay, so it at least works with that one question. Okay.